Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today is Wednesday, and as you know, on Wednesdays I was gonna say we wear pink, but no we don't. On Wednesdays, even though I'm wearing pink today, on Wednesdays we do Will I Buy It. And basically Will I Buy It is where, you know, I stalk Trendmood's website throughout the week, a bunch of different makeup outlets, and then we see what's coming out, what's new, what's fresh, and then we talk about whether or not I think I'm gonna buy it. So it's a good way for us to open discussion, maybe save a little bit of money, because us makeup lovers and makeup hoarders feel the need to buy every new release that comes out. So this is a fun way to really sit down and really dissect all of the different makeup products that are coming out, and then together we can decide whether or not we're going to be purchasing those products. Some products I might really want, but I have to say, you know what, stop, enough, you don't need it. Taking my time a little bit more before pulling the triggers on purchasing, you know, products, because I used to be like, ooh, I have a YouTube channel, let me just buy everything. And of course you cannot buy everything, because that is also unrealistic, and that also really makes your bank account like super sad. So today we're going to be talking about about 4, maybe 5 different products that have recently come out on the market, and then we're gonna talk about why I'm gonna be buying it or why I will not be buying it. And again, I just want to mention I did get this video idea from Samantha March. As always, I will have her information linked down below if you want to go check out her channel. She's really sweet, really pretty, and I enjoy watching her videos. If you are interested in hearing about some of the things I will and will not be buying, then you are definitely in the right place. But before we get into that video, I want to say, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Subscribing to my channel just ensures that you do not miss any future videos. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like, those are like my 100% sure gonna have a video out on those days. And then I've been trying to post, you know, on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well, but those are like not like super guaranteed, you know what I mean? Like, it's a hope, it's a dream, but we'll see. So yeah, you guys, and if you are not new to my channel, welcome back. Thank you for continuing to join and support. And let's go ahead and talk about some makeup products, some new releases that I may or may not be buying. Alright guys, and I do have notes on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that is why. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about are the new Anastasia liquid glows. They are going to retail for $25, and they're going to come in 4 different shades: Peach Fizz, Oyster, Bronze, and Perla. It will be initially launching on Anastasia Beverly Hills website on July 25th, and everywhere else Anastasia is sold on August 15th. So am I going to be buying these? First, I'm just going to start by saying, like, did y'all see that promo with Amrezi? I mean, of course I'm going to buy one, because I just want to look like her, like a glowing, a beautiful goddess. Like how, and then Anastasia, to top it off, is like the queen of glow. And just I just love her highlighters, are some of my favorite. I gotta throw shade every time I talk about an Anastasia highlighter. I don't know what she was doing with that Ultimate Glow Kit. I just gotta put that shade out there every time. But with the exception of that palette, her highlighters are stunning. They are beautiful. They are metallic. They are gorgeous. They're just absolutely amazing. So how could I not test out one of her new liquid formulations? Of course I'm gonna buy one. Now, I'm not gonna buy all 4, because that's just silly. So the one that I'm leaning towards is probably going to be Perla or Oyster. Bronze is going to be a little too bronzed for my skin tone. It looks like Peach Fizz also looks super pretty, but that one also could potentially be a little bit too dark for my skin tone. I just think that they just look so freaking beautiful, you guys. So there is not a chance that I am not going to pick one of those up. I probably won't purchase it off of Anastasia's website when they release on the 25th. More than likely I'll pick it up from Sephora or Ulta, because I like to get my points, especially from Ulta. So I might not pick those up like right away. I 100% for sure will be picking those up. I honestly wish that she had released them sooner, like earlier in summer, like right in like early June, or even in May. I wish she had come out with those, because I think on the shoulders, on the tops of the cheekbone, your collarbone, I just think that that is like the perfect item to have in summertime. And you know, at the beach, if you just want to look like a glowing goddess, at work, if you just want to slay everybody's existence, like, I just feel like those are just going to be freaking amazing, you guys. I'm like so excited about it, because like I can't help it. Let me stop and let me. But like, one more time, did y'all see that promo? Like, did you see her with the crown and the glow, just all of the glow, you guys? I mean, she looks stunningly beautiful. And I'm all the way here for Anastasia. Very few products by her that I don't like, that I've tried. I think there's like 2, the Stick Foundation and Ultimate Glow Kit. Everything else I've ever tried from her has always been really good. So absolutely I will be purchasing one of those. Will you guys be purchasing one? Let me know down below if you guys are as excited about that product as I am, because I'm so excited about it, if you could not tell. So excited. Okay, so something that I will not be purchasing, and I feel like I've been kind of seeing a lot recently, like all over the place, It is the new BH Cosmetics palette, Take Me Back to Brazil. It retails for $16.99 and it comes with 35 different eyeshadows. And it says on Trendmood's website, it says that it is new and improved version. So I'm assuming that maybe did they have it before and then they came back out with it again. I'm not sure, but I have been seeing it a lot on YouTube. I've seen it quite a few times here on Instagram as well. It is a really good palette to use for summertime because of all of the colors in it. But that is precisely why I will not be buying it, because I never in life will use those neon pinks and all of those vibrant yellows and greens and blues. I just will not use it. I feel like I have enough colorful eyeshadow palettes for the amount in which I would ever use a colorful eyeshadow palette. So I still have the Urban Decay Electric palette, which is no longer sold. And then the Urban Decay Spectrum palette, or whatever that one was called that they came out with, that had all of the colorful eyeshadows, which I don't even think I've ever opened. I have that one as well, and that one has similar shades. They do look very vibrant, so if you're into that, I feel like you would get, you know, really good colorful looks out of that particular eyeshadow palette. I just know that I would never ever use it, and it doesn't really speak to me. I will admit that the blues look really pretty swatched, and sometimes I have been a person who just, you know, when there's a lot of hype behind a product, and then especially if it's affordable, if I hear enough hype, I'll just want to buy it just to see if the hype is worth it. Even for $16.99, if it's something that I know that I'm not gonna ever use, what's the point of even purchasing it just to see if the hype is real? Because even if the hype is real, and even if it's a really good eyeshadow palette, I'm probably not going to think it's a good eyeshadow palette because I don't really wear those types of colors. So I will be passing on that guy. So Lorac, I see you, Lorac, coming out with 3 new unzipped palettes. I don't know the price of them because I don't see it on Trendmood's website. The only thing I know is that they're going to be out July 14th, which isn't that this week? Like, Lorac is just kind of like, hey, we have a surprise for you. Boom, 3 new eyeshadow palettes, get ready. I kind of like the way that they do things. Like, they don't hype things up for 6 months before they release them. They're just kind of like, here's some stuff, hope you like it, here you go. And I'm kind of into the way that they do that. They did the same thing with the Beauty and the Beast collection. They don't overhype their products, and I'm down with that. I'm here for that cause, because sometimes you want to try products because they're overhyped and you want to see if they're good, and then sometimes you're just so annoyed that you're like, it cannot possibly be that good. I don't want to hear about it anymore. So I really like the fact that they just kind of slowly release stuff out of the blue, out of nowhere, and then they're kind of like, it's going to be amazing. I hope you love it. Thank you so much. So I'm all the way here for their, you know, for their more subtle approach to releasing their makeup products. Not a lot of info, and there's not a lot of pictures on the particular products themselves. Trendmood today just put out a photo of swatches of one of the palettes, and there are going to be, like I mentioned, 3 in total. There is going to be the Unzipped Ocean Sunset, Unzipped Desert Sunset, and Unzipped Mountain Sunset. I do like the premise behind these actual eyeshadow palettes. I don't think you need all 3. I don't think that I would buy all 3. There are 2 that catch my eye. So the one that appeals to me is the Desert Sunset, but I feel like that's the palette that I have in my collection like 17 times, no exaggeration. So the one that I probably will purchase is the Ocean Sunset. I don't know, I just think that they all look really pretty. I'm sorry, I'm leaning towards either the Desert Sunset or the Mountain Sunset one. I think that those are speaking to me the most. I know that I'm going to purchase one because I recently picked up the Unzipped palettes during Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I love them. I think that the formulation is a gold. Like, I think it's perfection, and I do like Lorac eyeshadows. I feel like they get a lot of hate. The shadows are different from the Pro versus the Unzipped, and the unzipped ones feel a little bit more creamy, a little bit more buttery, a little more smooth, whereas Pro formulation does feel a little bit more powdery. But I like both formulations, and I think that they get a lot of hate, but I think that they're good eyeshadows, you guys. So I definitely will be picking up one of those. Something that I do want, but I don't think I'm gonna like waste my time trying to pick up, the new ColourPop Femme Rosa palettes and like that collection. ColourPop, I feel like they're always constantly bringing out so much stuff, and I'll want to purchase it, but like for some reason they're not like on the top of my mind whenever it comes out to new releases. And then when I go back and I remember like, oh yeah, I wanted to buy that palette, it's always sold out. Or they release it at times when I'm at work and it's harder to get and I don't have time to sit and wait in line. And I've been wanting to try their pressed eyeshadows so bad. I've been hearing so many good things about the formulation of those eyeshadows, and I just want to try it so bad. And this palette looks absolutely beautiful. Plus ColourPop is super affordable. It's going to release July 13th, which is this Thursday. It's going to be 16 bucks for an eyeshadow palette that I've heard nothing but good things about. I've had ColourPop's original Super Shock shadows in the past, but before I ever got a chance to use them, when I was in the middle of moving, I misplaced them and I could never find find them. So I don't think I've ever actually tried a ColourPop eyeshadow. I have a friend who swears by them. She loves them. But I've just been hearing so much more good things about the press version, and I do want this palette, but I just don't think that I'm gonna want to deal with, you know, the waiting in the line. That sometimes can get a little bit frustrating, so I tend to not, you know, there are certain palettes that I will try to purchase at launch, like Jaclyn Hill's palette. I was right there at launch. There are certain palettes that I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I think I'm going to pass on it because even though it looks beautiful and even though I think I do want it, I'm going to pass on it, and I'm just going to try some of their shadows that are in their permanent line, or just some shadows that are more easily accessible, because I've noticed that ColourPop, they're a little bit harder to get their palettes, especially their more popular ones. 12 eyeshadows for 16 bucks. That's insanely good deal. So good. But they sell out so fast. And when they restock like 2 minutes later, I swear the last palette that I'm still trying to get my hands on, the one that is supposed to be the dupe for Natasha Denona, comes in stock, and then I'll see the notification from Tridmood, and then I'll go try to buy it, and then it's sold out. So it's really hard to get those, and I understand why it's hard to get those, because they're such good value and such good deal. But instead of trying to go after one of their eyeshadow palettes, I think I'm just going to pick up some of their single eyeshadows to kind of test out the formulation instead. So I probably will be passing on this particular palette, not because I don't want it, but because I feel like it's going to be a bit of a pain to get. Now, if I just happen to be on ColourPop's website and it's there, yeah, I'll probably purchase it, but I don't think it's going to be a palette that I'm going to seek out. I think I'm going to pass on this one and just eventually hop on their website the next time that they do like one of their surprise 15-20% off, and just pick up a bunch of their eyeshadows. I think that that's the road I'm going to take. So the next thing that I will be passing on is the new Huda Beauty Summer Collection highlighter palette in the shade Solstice. It does retail for 45 bucks. I do have her first highlighter release in Pink Sand. She released two, I think the Pink Sands edition and the Gold edition, if I'm not mistaken. I've only used that bad boy once, and I've had it since the day that it came out, and when I applied it, I did not love the way that it looked on my skin that day, and I just haven't reached for it since. I do need to play with it a little bit more. So that's one reason that I'm not going to be picking this one up, because I wasn't pleased with the formula. For 45 bucks, the first time I put it on my face, I wasn't like wowed and blown away. But then again, I've only put it on my face the one time. And then the second reason that I'm not going to be purchasing it, for the same reason that I did not want to purchase the Anastasia Aurora palette. I am never, ever in life gonna put on a super purple highlighter. Like, yes, I did purchase the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Amethyst. Is that what it was called? That had a little bit of a purple shift. But that was like a purple shift depending on which way you turn your face. You can kind of see that glimmer of purple. This just looks purple, and maybe I'm not, you know, I might not be as good enough with makeup to get away with using a highlighter like that. That's always possible. Maybe I'm not applying them correctly. Definitely possible. But I just don't see the need for something like that. I just know that I would never use it, even though I've been pleasantly surprised with a lot of Huda Beauty products. Overall, I think she's putting out some really good products, and she's really making a name for herself. Not that, I mean, she already has a name for herself, but I mean, like, as far as her makeup brand is concerned, I think she's doing a good job with her makeup brand. I just think that this one is a little bit of a miss for me. I feel like it's just one of those things where everybody's releasing highlighter palettes, everybody's releasing mermaid inspired highlighter palettes, everybody's releasing, you know, the Bondi Alchemist palette, the Anastasia Aurora palette. Like, everybody is coming out with mermaids and sparkles and sprinkles and all of that stuff, and just more non-wearable highlighters. Obviously, if you're a makeup artist, yes, absolutely, that makes sense. But for somebody who, like me, who works a regular job, who only puts on a crap ton of makeup when I film, I wear makeup every day, but outside of work, you know, my highlighter's not this highlighty, my contour is not this contoury, you know, it's my eyeshadow's not so bam, you know, it's a little bit more subdued version of what you see on my face right now. And I just feel like these highlighters will be a little bit harder to pull off, especially in everyday life. So I definitely think I'm going to go ahead and pass on these particular highlighters, because I don't think that I will actually wear them, and I just don't think that it's something that I need. Alright guys, and that is it. That is everything that we're going to be talking about for this week's Will I Buy It? Let me know down below some of the things that you are planning on buying, or maybe you're on the fence about purchasing, or some new products that you are like super excited about. Let me know down below. Also, if there are any products that I will or will not be buying that you guys are totally having the opposite opinions about. I always like to hear what you guys have to say and why or why not you will not be purchasing something, or what you think about particular products. So leave it down below. And as always, you guys tag me on Instagram, Twitter. Let me know down below in the description box some other products that you might be curious about my opinion on, or whether or not I will be purchasing them. All of my information is linked down below as far as social media and how to find me. So all of that again will be down below. And yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching today. I really hope that you did enjoy this week's Will I Buy It. And yeah, you guys, I will see you back here next week. Bye guys.